Welcome to the Wager Makers Podcast with Webb and Smitt.
Brick by brick, baby. I'm freaking out, Webb.
I was told there'd be no man. Stupidity's going to be an asset. What a bunch of crybabies.
Hello, my name is Steve Smith, and this is Rob Webb, or say hey, Webb.
Hello. What's up, Smitt?
Hey, Webb, what's happening? I'm Smitt, that's Webb, and we are the Wager Makers, and this is the Wager Maker Podcast. Thank you all for listening. This is webcast, podcast, YouTube cast, whatever you want to call it. We're everywhere.
YouTube,
this
baby.
is number 52.
Number 52. There's a lot of noise going on here about this 52, Smitt. And I hear it. I get it. Now, everyone's reluctant to give it to Ray Lewis. We are, we're all accepting here, innocent until proven guilty. So I'm having a hard time not giving it up to Ray Lewis. I understand what's going on, and I hear some stuff about CC Sabathia. If I was to give it up to CC Sabathia, would not be for his New York Yankee stuff. It would be what he did prior to that for the Milwaukee Brewers. The dude pitched it was like me and you. It was like Pontiac. Dude pitched every game, every inning, every game. So I have no problem giving it up to CC, but I'm not going to give it up to Ray Lewis because of some stuff off the field. I've had, listen, innocent to proven guilty. Dude he has a clean record, so I cannot at this point hold that against him.
Right. And for those that aren't, sure what we're talking about. So us and our boys, we kind of have this conversation all week long about the 52, what number, who's it going to be? We get guys chime in. They want to set in they're putting their 2 cents.
Everyone wants your 2 cents on text messages like 10 minutes before we come on. How about you hit us up and let's get some credit for what we're doing here, you motherfuckers. Come on, O'Donnell. Come on, Hunt. Let's go.
Yeah. Tim O'Donnell. Hunt. Well, Hunt teaches our children and doesn't even know how to email. So I don't believe it.
I don't believe it for a second. I saw his ass riding on a bike the other day, and he had a big thing behind him with 2 kids in it. So I don't want to hear it. You figure it out. If you don't know, then put the cell phone down. Then go back to a dial-up.
So look, I think I would agree that Ray Lewis is the best football player to ever wear the number 52 jersey. But we all have our criteria of who we pick here. CC, obviously. And like you said, I don't think he was a great Yankee, but he was a great pitcher for a long time before he even came to the Yankees. He made the Brewers relevant, which is more than almost anybody else.
That team that year to get to the, I don't know. I don't remember if it was, we're not going to let facts get in the way. I'm not sure if it was a wild card or whatever. They did make the playoffs, and the dude, it seemed like he pitched every day, and I know because I bet on his big ass every time, and he was good, and I was happy to do it. So again, if we're gonna go that route, I'm not upset, but I'm not sure I'm okay with not going the Ray Lewis thing just because of alleged things.
Right.
Especially
well, to me, I don't like the dude. I don't know. I wasn't on a judge or jury. I just don't like guys. I feel like guys are phony sometimes when they go to the I found God thing after they were right there for a murder. And a couple people, I don't remember all the details. A couple people were killed that night, obviously. I don't know if him and his buddies had something to do with it, whatever. But I think his life after that was kind of a farce.
Well, I don't know. I never knew there was a found God thing. If we're going to go down that road, then he immediately it's off my fucking list. So.
All right. So I'm going, look, man, you know where I'm at. Old school. I'm old school Steelers fan, 70s.
I don't even want to hear this.
I'm going with the anchor.
I don't want to hear it.
Of the offensive line. Franco Harris busting holes. Rocky Blyer busting up the middle. The man in the middle, Mr. Mike Webster of the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's what I'm going with. 4-time Super Bowl champ, Hall of Famer. Held the team of the decade of the
Cowboys. I can rattle off numbers. Motherfuckers won 3. Come on, man. You gonna say 4-time Super Bowl champ?
4-time Super Bowl champ, Hall of Famer, center, team of the decade, the 70s, team of the decade, no doubt.
He ain't getting my vote, so we're gonna have to split that one.
I think he would, but just don't worry. Don't worry. In 2 weeks, we can have the same conversation over Randy White.
Oh, that's done. There ain't no conversation.
Exactly.
Gangster? Come on.
In 2 weeks, we can talk about the flex defense or whatever the fuck they used to do.
Motherfucker, the Manster. They created a name for him, the Manster.
Hamster. This could be the hamster. He's the hamster.
Yeah, tell him that. When he walks in the spirit, say, "Oh yeah, you're the hamster." Yeah, okay.
Well, I'm a little more worried about Ray Lewis hearing about what I said about him a little while ago than I am about. I always did say, like when Ray Lewis was playing, I'll be honest, I'd be like, man, you couldn't pay me. Like when Ray Lewis was in his prime, I remember saying to people, man, you couldn't pay me enough to go out there on the field with Ray Lewis and play against him sometimes. That dude he's a bad man.
Sideline and hard. I mean, listen, I get it, but we're gonna have
the dude can play ball. No, I ain't dissing him for that. I just had to throw my Mike Webster in there. He's a good man. Fucking number 52, 4-time Super Bowl champ, Hall of Famer.
For nothing, not to throw a monkey wrench. Was he one of the CTE guys? I think I saw something.
I think he's got he might have some issues.
Well,
I saw some news about how he was kind of almost broke at one time or something. It's just definitely issues after.
Well, he's not going to get a pity vote, but he was definitely a good ball player, but he ain't getting he don't get my vote.
All right, today, just so we know, our fake advertisement of the night is it's again from Abita Brewing that I had last week, but this is their Big Easy IPA. It's a little bright, so I don't know if you can see that too good.
Is it my bright or your bright? I got my sunglasses.
No, it's my lights on here. I think are a little bit bright.
I just had Devin here saying hello to Uncle Smitty, and she's like, "Daddy, I'm sweating." So that's why everyone knows. That's why I have sunglasses on. So
right. So we got the Big Easy IPA here. It's got the nice steamboat, the Mississippi River steamboat on there. The hop flavor's big, but like life in New Orleans, we're taking it easy. Brewed with lemon peels and dry hopped with Cascade. All right, a lot of stuff.
Let me ask you a question. Yeah. Why is this one in a bottle? Last one. Is there a reason that the one was in a bottle versus a can?
That's what they had in the store.
Okay, no problem. You shouldn't say.
I don't know. I don't know.
They gave me. That's what they gave me, Smitt. Come on.
That's what they gave me.
I'm trying to catch.
That's what they gave me at the store after I paid $10. I don't even know how much it was for the 6-pack, but
I'm sure it was. Was it a 6-pack or a 4-pack?
6-pack.
I don't. I'm not a big, whatever you want to call it, new micro brew. I'm still a Miller Lite, hint, fucking Miller InBev, fucking Corona. Of lemon. You could certainly drop $100,000 on wager makers so we could upgrade our.
Yeah, I will give up Budweiser in a heartbeat. Look
at that. That's a big deal right there.
The King of Beers. Right back at you. The King of Beers for some money.
Right back at you. I'll go to Bud Heavy, no problem.
All right. Next week I have a 6-pack in there of Port Orleans, the Gleason beer. It's a Steve Gleason beer. It's got his like no white flags thing up there, and some of the money goes towards ALS when you buy it. That's Port Orleans. It's another local brewing company for our fake advertising. If anybody's wondering,
I'll say fake means potential.
We're advertising.
Right. Come on, drop something. Right. I gotta get with Herm Sorcher too. I thought we were basically done with that.
I thought we were almost.
I thought I had a couple cases of beer at least. Right. I gotta holler at him here.
All right, Webb. All right, so we got a lot to talk about today. Big news. We got baseball coming up, but Webb,
I got my Lynch blowing up my phone here, just so you know, Smith.
You got what?
Lynch blowing up.
We're going on a podcast. Don't leave it alone for a little while. It didn't matter.
It must be Friday night, Lynch. That must be. Obviously, that's what's going on.
All right, so I don't know, dude. This quarantine thing, it's starting to. I'm gonna need you to talk me out. I've had a lot of rough weekends. You talked me out on Sunday nights, and by Monday morning, I was back ready to bed again. But this quarantine shit's, I think it's starting to get to me, Webb. I don't know how long I can do this much anymore. No sports. I mean, this is life without sports right now. I got hair coming all over the place. My wife's calling me out on my hair.
You look good. Don't worry about it. What's she gonna do. You know, she's quarantined too. What's she gonna do? Leave?
I don't know if I can make it till the end of July.
Sharon, you go.
I'm trying to keep it. I've tried to keep it upbeat and talk about KBO and the UFC and the golf and soccer.
KBO was giving money away. You don't listen to old dude. Fucking bet NC every time, and we're gonna win. That's it.
I got on the TD Ameritrade. I took this little stock tip that lost money. I lost money. I lost about 20%.
That's a long con. You watch. We all seen the movie. That's a long. You can't, especially now. You got to wait. You got to wait till I don't know, October.
All right,
you'll be fine.
Trust me. I've watched 2 NASCAR races.
Well,
2 NASCAR races in the last 2 weeks.
That's your own fault.
2 NASCAR races.
I think you like it. Honestly, I think you like it. I clearly, I get all the bitchy emails about why we betting this fucking golf, fuck soccer, blah, blah. I don't hear any bitchy emails about fucking NASCAR, though. The motherfucker lost just as much, more than anything else.
Close.
Well, soccer, he lost more probably on golf, but
500 laps.
The chances, the odds on the golf are long. And I don't hear anything. And I hear bitches. We're up. We're in the plus on the soccer. No doubt.
But I need some fucking real sports. I'm betting soccer. I watched more soccer in the last week than my whole life.
I was talking with you today, Smitt. I haven't seen him, and he knows the deal. He's similar to us. And he's like, I'm like, dude, you're betting KBO? He's like, no. I'm like, you betting soccer? He's like, no. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, dude, I'm fucking banging my head against the wall. So I'm not sure if we're in the minority or majority, but KBO is giving it away. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I like KBO, but I lost two soccer games. I'm betting we won some of those, but I lost today. I don't even know who I got bologna against Genoa salami and bologna and Parmigiana. I don't know what the fuck I'm betting. It's the Italian league, I guess.
Hey, no, well, we got to be careful here though. But it's fettuccine against Parmesan.
It was literally bologna, Genoa, which to me just is part of a number 2 at Sorrento's, is the ham. Capicola and provolone. Yeah, it's not even Genoa salami, but Parmesan. But today it was Lazio versus Atalanta. So I can't bet on Atalanta. That just reminds me of the Falcons. So I take the Lazario, and they fucking get up 2-0. 2-0 in soccer. That's saying the Saints are up 75-0.
Well, listen, that's what I'm gonna try. You don't want to listen to me because when the odds on those numbers, when it over under and the ball were so high, that's telling you these are the 2 teams that I mean, I don't know what the difference is. They don't play defense. The goalie sucks. I don't know, but that is the odds told me. So I had almost a huge afternoon. I'm floating on there. I had a couple $100.
But up 2-0 in soccer, I'm winning. That's a win. That's a win. I'm sorry. It wasn't a win.
Nothing else. That's the entire. We don't even know how long the game is. I believe it's 45.5. That's what my older daughter plays.
It's 45.5. Here's my issue with soccer, and I might have brought this up other times. Yeah, it's 45 minutes a half.
I think.
But no, it is. But then at the end, they add these few minutes on. That's like. It's called I think it's called injury time or something. But you don't know how much it is. The clock doesn't run down. Right. It runs up, and you don't know how high it's getting to.
It's true. Literally, Smitt, the other day, I think it was yesterday. We lost. One day we lost. And I was trying to find the second game for us. And our thing, it's like a bunch of tabs or whatever, a bunch of things you could click on. There was 29 different. I was like, I'm sorry, I can't. I don't know what league we're in. I don't know what game it is. I can't. It's not like NFL.
We're like, just give me the one that's on ESPN. I want to know what's on ESPN.
Then I'm trying to go to ESPN and see if it says the league, and then literally there were 29 short at like 3:30 yesterday afternoon. You go to soccer on our thing, and they're literally 29 different. I'm going to call them leagues. So again, can we just fucking tip it off? Can we drop the puck? Can we start playing some baseball?
I mean, I'm rooting for games that to end 0-0. I take the under. I take both teams 0. I'm hoping the game is 0. What kind of miserable fucking existence is it that you're living in? You're rooting for anything to be 0-0.
Your best case scenario, it's 90 minutes. Your best, and that's before halftime. So you're punching yourself in the balls for at least 2 hours. Don't score.
Got this fucking hair. My buddies want to do Zoom happy hour. This quarantine shit, I'm getting fed up with it. Zoom fucking happy hour. I'm a grown fucking man.
Months. That's over now. You can go to a bar now.
Yeah. I don't know.
Forget it.
All right. I didn't mean to get into all that, but I'm need some fucking sports, Web. But I guess we got.
Let's move to the baseball. So
right.
you listen. We clearly know if you ever follow me on Twitter, you know where I stand on baseball. And you sent me the text that they agreed. That was a reluctant agreement. I don't give a fuck. They're gonna play. And now the one thing that they've done well in this whole entire thing. So are they? Starting is July 23rd, the first start out of the 3 or 4 sports. Is that right or no?
Yes, technically. So just so you know, the first game is supposed to be played on July 24th for Major League Baseball. They've agreed to a 60-game season. And teams are going to be reporting to camp.
When?
And July 24th is going to be the date. But in hockey, okay, they've moved to July 10th. Teams are going to report, and then the teams are going to start training July 10th, and then they're going to report to the cities on July 23rd and 24th, the 2 hub cities, whichever they are. I don't even know if they decided yet. And the games are going to start on the 30th. So technically, baseball would start.
When's the NBA started?
I don't know. I don't think it's that. I don't know that it's that soon though. But I could be wrong on that. To me, I don't know if any of these things are starting.
Well, let's not get facts, and then we're not gonna go down that road. Major League Baseball is certainly gonna play, and again, I don't want to kind of backpedal and say, oh great, I love MLB. I want to certainly say fuck Major League Baseball and fuck the Major League Bears play. So the only reason that they came to this agreement was Rob Manfred had in the last CBA had the ability, whatever you want to say, to mandate that they had to play. He came out with a 60-game season, 100% prorated, by the way. And then, the Players Association did agree to that. So therefore, there could be the announcement that they agreed. That's not what happened in my mind. Anyways, there will be professional baseball to bet on starting July 23rd or 24th, which is really ultimately all I care about. We do have a bunch of odds, just a bunch of stuff going on. But again, this was not something that's going away. Let's make that clear, just so I can kind of defend myself for what I was saying. There, a year from 3 months ago, whatever, 9 months from now, there's still going to be a disagreement between MLBA and MLB. At this point, there is no Major League Baseball for 2021. So just to back up all the FMLB hashtags I was sending out there.
Right. So I kind of feel like, when you had that bad argument with your significant other, the day before, a couple days before, you said a few things you'd like to take back at this point. I still don't like all the pity-patting going back and forth with the Major League, but I'm just happy they're playing. I'm just happy to play. I feel bad. We've been like, fuck that Major League Baseball, fuck baseball, KBO forever. Said that.
I still completely agree with our sentiments. And again, it's not like a Major League Baseball and the Major League players Rob Manfred and Tony Clark sat down and had a kumbaya moment. That there is no agreement between MLB. So there is some defense for Smitt and I, but whatever, fuck that. There's going to be baseball to bet on come to July 23rd or 24th. So we are playing baseball.
We'd be rooting for baseball once it finally came around. We say things. Sometimes we say things. That's what we do.
Hey, again, the one of the most important things besides brick by brick is we're not going to let facts get in the way of anything that we're doing here.
Right. So we're happy they're playing. I may have said some things that I want to take back, but I'm not. I'm all right with it. Just play ball. Hey, just play ball. That's all we've been ever saying. Just play damn ball.
And I don't know. I mean, we're all kind of leery. Is it gonna happen? I believe everything. Maybe college. I may hedge on my college stuff now, but these. I mean, we're still in June. These professional teams, people are going to test positive. There's no two ways about it. But these 3 major league, professional sports are going to play MLB, NBA, NFL, and NHL. Whoever forgot. So there will be, I believe, regardless, there will be professional sports the end of July for us to actively gamble on. So that's what I'm hanging my hat on, guys. And if it doesn't happen, there may be, We might have to get those number 1-888, intervene, whatever. We may need to send some help to the wager makers way if all four of these leagues aren't playing here, Lillian. So
We're gonna still play
I'm setting a bit of a lifeline out for Webb here. Just so you know, I'm not. Oh wait, Smitt, hear it?
Hey, there's the Jersey Shore line right there.
It is. It's got a wager makers logo right on the side. Anyways, I'm counting on
Express.
Not only, I'm counting all four of these leagues playing and 3 of them starting again, whatever, a month from now, sometime.
All right. We'll see. I don't know. I'm a little more apprehensive than you, but I'm waiting. I'm a wait and see. I'm a wait and see, and hopefully stay positive. But speaking of baseball, though, there was some news in the Mets organization that there might be a couple guys looking to
this is another.
purchase.
I'm about to pound my head into the table here in a second.
A-Rod and Portnoy might be getting together.
A-Rod, J-Lo, and Barstool Sports are going to buy the New York Mets. I don't know if I even heard this side. Can he drop? Can a couple $100,000 just fall down? I don't know. How do you feel? But I mean, good for him. Obviously, I'm not going to be the crab that pulls the other guy down. But dude, that's going from A to Z, right?
Well, what's your beef with him? What's your beef with that?
I don't really have a beef. I don't know. That's just it was very quick. I guess I would say. I don't know. I don't have a beef.
Well, he's been building his barstool for quite some time. Just because we haven't heard about it and haven't been in the podcast industry, like you said, I've never listened to or watched a podcast ever earlier. Just because we haven't
52, I've never seen or heard any other podcast, and I mean, I'm not good or bad to say that, but it's fucking true. So,
but this guy, he's a multi-made media mogul, and he's even doing a damn and this Ameritrade thing. He was all on Twitter today bashing the old school stock market guys. But so I told you I've been doing this Ameritrade shit, and I'm betting shit and I'm losing. But I watch the business news, and these guys ain't nothing more than touts anyway. They come on the show. Listen, I think the stock's going to go up. I think the stock's going to go down. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong.
But you know what the difference is? Those dudes, or a lot of Wall Street guys, doesn't matter if we all saw Trading Places, right? Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd. Doesn't matter if you make money. Motherfuckers make money on the trade. So that, again, I don't want to. It's gonna make my head explode too. That's another thing where millionaires make millions off of whether you make money or not. But so Portnoy got this money. He got a bunch of money from whomever, right? $200 million or whatever the number was. Is that? My question is, and I may be rhetorical, is that real money or is that just like stock money or? No,
I think what his deal was that his business was evaluated at that level. I don't know what's liquid or I don't know how it all works, but I think he's been building this for a long time. So I don't think this is just something like I don't think he just started making money last week.
No, I'm not saying that either, but I'm just saying there's a lot of, I get, with the money.
Regardless,
stock money versus cash to me it seems different. But either way, he's in the doesn't matter. He's in the so Smitt. A couple years from now, we're gonna buy we'll buy the Hornets.
Or I'm down with that.
The Pelicans.
I'm down. I'll buy the Hornets. I don't care. I don't give a shit where it's at. Pelicans, Hornets. I don't know. Don't matter to me. We'll buy the Pelicans and call them back the Hornets again if we feel like it. That's what you can do.
For a week and then turn them back.
Just to sell more merch. That's how they do it. All right. So, but I don't think it would be a bad thing for J-Lo and A-Rod, and it might give some life to your Mets, much like
thing is,
Jay-Z bought Brooklyn, brought the Nets. It gave him a little bit of pep to their step.
And not be worse. The ownership of the Mets, and again, I still think they're limping or relying on the fact that they got milked by Bernie Madoff. Listen, I get it. Everyone gets it, but it doesn't mean you're obligated, I feel, to put a decent product on the field. So speaking of them, how about Matt Harvey? They did take a big shot with Matt Harvey, who is now going to be one of our KBO guys.
Oh, what's he doing? He's heading out to Korea?
I think that's there was a story about that. Yeah. So again, KBO.
Go where the money's. Go where they want to pay you to play. That's where they go.
Yep.
So moving on, we'll talk about a little bit, just a real quick touch on that Scott Wheatley at the Thoroughbred Report. He's got the horse racing going on. Race number 2 was last week, Belmont Stakes. Webb, you had the winner. I think I had the second place horse. We had a couple of like 3. We each have 3 of the 4 in the top 4, and both of us, the wager maker Webb and wager maker Smitt, are at the top still of the competition.
Shocker.
This Saturday is the Ohio something or other state Derby something, and that will be the 3rd leg of this competition. So hopefully we stay up in there. So y'all make sure you check the Thoroughbred Report and check out Scott Wheatley's daily picks. Also, Webb, you brought up the guitar. Maybe we'll get a little. You said we need to keep doing the name that tune. I wanted to tell.
It's great. I love it. It's one of my. I look forward to it. I don't know about the listeners, but I look forward to it.
Right. I might have a little something for us to tonight.
Ah, look at this.
Because I wanted to bring up that Lojo and Todd Lewis. I talked to Todd Lewis today. I didn't forget about you guys with the t-shirt and hat, since you guessed the last one, that the Eric Clapton song that I played. And so I got to get that swag out to Lojo. That the little mail and post place here has been closed, but now it's open, so I can get some stuff out to you. That's what I wanted to make sure I said that. Give a shout out to the young buck Lojo, who's listening to the good thing.
I'm going to give a quick shout out too. I talked to my buddy Mike Belfi today. He's with Jerry Preston too. He's another buddy. Jerry's a good guy, except he's an Eagle fan. So he brought up, reminded me, you brought up Todd Lewis. It's like I don't know. These are good dudes, but I don't know. I can't fathom how you could be an Eagle. I know a couple guys that are Duke fans. I'm like, dude, what? I consider you like a good man. I don't know how he can be a fan of these teams. Anyways,
how can you be so far off? How can you be so far off?
Right. Duke and I you know what? I would even give it to the Eagles before Duke. I will give it to Jerry though. I believe I'm going with the story that he was born in Philly, so that at least is legitimate to me. And then Mike's brother-in-law, Steve Malloy, big shout out to him out in Minnesota. All pro, and these guys are good golfers too. Steve's a great golfer, Mike too. So don't let him. If you're ever in South Carolina, don't let Steve Malloy and Belfi try to scam you out of some money, because they can golf. And they come out that Minnesota. Oh yeah, and then they actually he shoots a fucking 72
straight with the snow boots onto the golf course.
Yeah, right. He'll shoot a say, I'm from Minnesota. What's this? It's hot out here. Yeah. So anyway, they're big. All Minnesota guys.
Speaking of South Carolina, we had our trip going to Atlanta or Athens planned. We're going to go to see the what was it? What game we were going to? Auburn versus Georgia.
Yes.
And so we're trying to figure out what the boys want to do about that. We might just make it be a golf trip, so maybe another Myrtle Beach trip possibly. But speaking of college, I want to bring that up because speaking of college football, so LSU goes into camp, 30 guys test positive. Clemson goes into camp, they got 25 plus guys test positive. Same thing at Alabama, Tuscaloosa, everywhere. Dr. Fauci last week came out and said there's a good chance there's maybe going to be no football this year. And he was talking about college, pro, everything. I don't know, but man, there's so much money. I was reading a story yesterday that said in Tuscaloosa, if they didn't have college football, that town would lose about $2 billion a year just for restaurants and hotels and stuff like that. So I don't know what's going to happen, Webb. I go up and down every day.
I mean, listen, man, I'm going to be completely transparent. I was always pro. Everything, we're going to do this, and then it's been hard on me here the past couple of weeks. It's every day you hear this guy test positive, but now I'm back. I think there are going to be positive tests, and the more people you test, the more positive tests there will be. Professional sports, as I just said, is going to happen. I cannot believe that. I mean, the NCAA does start sooner than the pros. You're looking at the end of August to start. What you just said is going to tell me that if kids voluntarily want to play, they will play. So that's going to be the thing. I don't know if we went back with me, you, and Nick on this the other night. if you're truly a student athlete and you want to sit out, okay, so sit this season out. Next year, you have the exact same eligibility that you would have. You don't need to go to school or whatever. If you're looking to, take care of your resume for the pros or whatever, then play. In my mind, I think that makes some sense. They're going to certainly do what they can. They can put all the football players in a dorm. They have their own. You can tell me Alabama doesn't have, like we just said, $1 bazillion to kind of house these kids, to segregate them in terms of keeping them away. And then if some kid gets positive, and then whoever he touched can go away for whatever the number is, 14 days. I have a hard time believing there will be no college football season just based on the finances involved in it and the finances available to the major college football teams.
Yep.
And the voluntary aspect to it.
We'll see. I guess only time will tell. But for now, we got some good news this week. Teams are getting moving. Major League Baseball, NHL, NBA, they're all heading in that direction. And so until we hear otherwise, there's nothing we can do but to talk sports and act like they're going to play. So speaking of which,
until they tell us, here we go.
Should we give a little bit? Because we're going to get in a second. We're going to get into a serious conversation about one of your boys.
One of my boys?
Yeah. Because I think you said something last week that.
Yes, he's top.
Certainly debatable.
Top 6. There's 5 better.
Top 6. Okay, we're going to talk about
5
Prescott.
better.
You guys signed a little contract, little franchise tag the other day.
That doesn't change anything.
Are you left-handed now? Last time we did this, we couldn't hear.
Wait, hold on. Are you left-handed now?
No, you know what, though? I think somehow I got this thing backwards. Let me see. Hold up. Am I right-handed now?
Yeah, you're looking good now. Dude,
right.
You look so much better.
Yeah, I'm catching my good side now.
Right.
All right, so look, I don't know how to play the guitar necessarily, but for the sake of the show and the name of that tune, I know a few songs, but you can't play a whole song on this thing. So what I'm gonna do is, I learn a little riff, and you'll be able to recognize it. Let me see if I can. Let me practice. Let me warm up a little bit.
Let's see. What do we think? It's got to be a clap. It's gonna.
You got that, huh?
You make it harder, bro.
What?
You got to make it harder.
That's easy. Don't say it because it's for other people to guess and get a T-shirt and a hat. Don't say it. It's for other people to get a T-shirt and a hat.
9-year-old knows what it is.
But I'm gonna jam that one more time because that was a good first time rock.
Nice guitar. You like the spirits.
All right, there we go. All right, thank you for.
No, I look forward to that.
And I'm just gonna say, I kind of put up the guitar for the show, but Webb's kind of been saying, "Oh, we should do that name that tune thing again." So there it is. All right, and if you email us in or call or go to our website, message us there, whatever you want to do.
What's the best way to do it, Smitt? Because that's what everybody asks me. What's the most efficient and direct way, aside from text messaging me or you?
You can post something on our Facebook page or email me at thewagermakers@gmail.com or any of those. Message us on Facebook, Twitter. Twitter us. And that way we can get a little Twitter conversation going on. Tweet that shit. Tweet us. Tweet.
Just go to wagermakers.com and send some.
Yeah. You hit the little cartoon, what is that little thing that's above you that
like says, the bubble.
Yeah, the bubble.
They know.
All right. So Webb, I said that first of all, let's say this.
Oh, this is easy.
Did Dak sign that? Okay, we're agreed that he signed the franchise tenure
in Porter, I think.
$31.4 million.
Was it 4? Okay.
I think so.
31.4. But fair enough.
Man, nothing's wrong with that. But I was surprised, man. Over the last 4 years, he's been making $4 million a year. That's the cheapest. I don't think
it was that much.
Was it $4 million over the 4 years?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God, dude, that's the cheapest. No wonder they wanted to wait. Say, listen,
Well,
you get your money. We're gonna wait a little while.
Same thing with there's other guys. I mean, Goff before that, Wentz before that, and even Mahomes, I think, might still be on a rookie deal too.
Yeah, but at least Mahomes was where'd Mahomes get drafted? If you get drafted real high in the first round, that's one thing. But I mean,
I think something like that, mid round.
But
well, Dak was a 4th round draft pick. That was the whole thing.
Exactly.
He was Mahomes is still getting paid. He still makes money. Right. He was a 1st round pick.
Right.
Same
so when you
first number 1, and Wentz was whatever 2 or 3 or 4, whatever it was.
Right. So good for Dak. He certainly deserves more money. I'll give him that. 31. Shit. Kirk Cousins has been making a fortune his whole life, being a franchise player year after year after year. You just got to hope you don't get hurt.
Well, no, I mean, Cousins was, he guaranteed. I mean, Dak gets hurt and breaks, never plays football again. Let me knock on some wood here. He's got 31 million plus the money he made from Campbell's Soup and the fucking yogurt and whatever else, and then plus for whatever money he made, and he still does have the pension. So my heart's not breaking for Dak Prescott's finances, but he definitely deserves a raise. I do believe in him as a franchise quarterback. Do I think he deserves 40 million or to be the highest paid quarterback in the league? Not in any reality, no.
All right. Well, I gotta tell you, when you came out the other day and said he was a top 5, and then but you changed it to top 6. Maybe you said top 6 from the beginning.
My point was, this is what happened. We were playing golf, me and Nick, and he said, what do you think Prescott's going to do? It happened to be with another Cowboy fan too. I said, how many it was like, well, who are you going to take other? In my mind, there's 5 other quarterbacks I would take before I would take Dak Prescott. So therefore, yeah, he's worth he's worth that exact money. So, I mean, if you want to argue that, I would love to do it.
Well, the franchise deal is a good deal. I think you get an average of the top 5 guys is that something like that, or top 5 or 10 guys is what it comes out to be. But I got to admit, when you first told me it, I thought you were insane. Off the top of my head, I thought you were insane. But then I took a little closer look at the numbers here, Webb. And just so you know, I'm going to make the case for Dak a little bit, but then we're going to go player by player, and then we may have some differences of opinion at that part.
I know there's going to be a couple of differences right now. Go ahead, do it.
So last year, all right, he had career highs in yardage and touchdowns, 4,902 yards and 30 touchdowns. But
I don't give a shit about that to make the playoffs.
All right, that's what I was going to say. It was his worst record as a starter at 8-8.
Not his fault.
All right, you said he was the 4th round pick in 2016, but he was the rookie of the year and brought his team to 13-3 start after Romo went down.
So as much as he was kind of hurt, there was a little bit of luck involved there, but again, you can't argue with results. So I'll give him that, but I'm going to take away the last year. So I got you. I'm with you.
2018, they started out 3-5, but they went to the playoffs and he won his first playoff game that year.
Correct. Again, and they were without. In his defense, they were without Zeke that year. There was a bunch of bullshit going on, but again, that was a good year for him.
Yep. In his first 4 seasons, Prescott is ranked in the top 5 in wins with 40, and it might be 48, but I think it's 40. I miswrote my little thing there. Passing touchdowns is 97, rushing touchdowns is 21, and total QBR is 68. He's in the top 5 of all those numbers.
Yeah, I don't know how 4 years it could be 48, so we're looking at 40. Again, what I measure, and Troy, you want to look at Troy Aikman's numbers. I'm clear. I'm a Cowboy fan. I look at successful Cowboy quarterbacks. You're going to give me 3 Super Bowl wins. You can do whatever you want. He was not a statistical, rock star or whatever. The thing about Dak is he did carry the team that year when Zeke was out. He did take the reins. He was not scared that first year when Romo got hurt. The third year, again, it was a fucked up year a little bit. And then this last year, he did everything he could, but the defense sucked. And I blame a lot of what went on with the Dallas Cowboys on the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, it goes to the ownership, and I blame that on Marinelli. But I'm reluctantly, and I talked to a tremendous amount of Cowboy fans. We're all reluctant Dak fans. Everyone wants Matthew Stafford to walk out there and throw the ball from here to there and be that, if you're going to go into Frankenstein's laboratory there and come out with the perfect quarterback. But, it's getting to the point now, I want to win games. I don't give a shit what you do, how you do it. Jim McMahon on the 85 Bears. I don't give a shit. So I think Dak is honestly a leader of men. He's a good person. He's got a good heart, and he's a very easy to root for. So therefore, I was pissed off about the number because the higher that number goes, the less we have to kind of build a team type things. But I am certainly not Dak Prescott the man. I am a fan. The quarterback, I have no choice but to be the fan of. But again, I'm reluctantly coming around to Dak Prescott the quarterback as well.
Right. Okay. He over his 4 years, he's got 12 300-yard passing games, which is only one behind Troy Aikman for second in team history, which obviously was a different time than even when Aikman played than when now you have more 300-yard games. But Aikman, he wasn't exactly in the only hand off the ball era. I mean, they were throwing the rock around.
They had Novacek, they had the playmaker, they had Alvin Harper, but again, they did have Emmitt Smith as the all-time leading rusher. Yeah, I mean, I'm not, again, stats can be misleading. You can I could tell you the same stat and put it in a negative light, and you can give me in a positive light. I'm talking about winning games here, and Prescott, I think, to me, is proving he's a winner. And again, winning ugly, I will take every day of the fucking week.
And his rushing touchdowns is most on the team history, including, and he's ahead of the old man, Roger Staubach, the old Navy man.
Captain America?
Yeah, Captain America.
Again,
so those are the stats, which I think obviously those stats are pretty nice. It's pretty nice. They've had their share of success. Let's talk about players. Okay, if you're going to be in the top 6, you got to be better than all but 5.
Okay.
Of the dudes. All right.
So you want me to name them?
Can we safely say Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes?
Yes, but there's a disclaimer there.
Well, are we talking about for future, or are we talking about this year? Who do you want?
I'm saying Mahomes, number one. Take him and put him.
I know where you're getting at. Go ahead.
Tom Brady, I cannot disrespect everything he's done. I'm not discounting him for winning a Super Bowl this year. When I see what his coaching staff and the team around him, I am including him in that, but I don't see that beyond this year, quite frankly. So that's 2. You got 2.
All right, but I get what you're saying, but I think you would probably use the same argument for the Drew Brees.
He's out.
All right.
Have you watched? He cannot throw. He can't throw the ball.
All right.
Again,
I'm not arguing.
I know it's that's why. He cannot throw you saw the games better than I did. The dude can't do it. It's time to stop. Again, Drew Brees is out. So you got 2.
All right. So are we talking about Aaron Rodgers?
3. Good. Yes. Right. He may be certainly probably on the down tick, but he's broken my heart many times, and the Cowboys had him 3rd and 30, I think, and he fucking completed a pass to Jared Cook.
So we're going to go to this guy's not really newer era yet. He's been around a bit. What about Russell Wilson?
I think he's in.
Yeah, I
think he's almost doing that. He's a one-trick pony. He's the Bugs Bunny, pitching the ball, catching the ball, throwing the ball to first base, and do it in himself. I think Pete Carroll's a good coach. I believe he's included. That would give us what, 4?
That's 4. And now I know you like this guy. I don't know if you like him more than Dak, but I know we've talked a lot about Deshaun Watson.
Better. That's 5.
All right, so there's our 5. But you already said Drew Brees is out.
I have one that I know we're going to go about here, but yes, that's 5. That's my 5 that are better.
Okay, well, I would take. There are some possible, but already your argument is valid enough, even if he ends up at number 7 or whatever. I'm not cool with that. But let's just What about Big Ben?
That's tough. I mean, again, I'm not arguing with the rings. I want to go by past the recent performance. That's another one that's a little bit neck and neck. I don't know. I would rather. Based on the past couple of years, I'll take Dak on that. That's a tough one, though.
Dak's going to be on a field. Dak's going to be on a field.
Right. and he's going to be in shape. And, again, I don't need the other, found God and I was addicted to this. That's all great. We're up. This is the wager makers are positive. We're all positivity, but I'm taking Prescott over him. He's not on my list, and I think that's valid.
All right. I do too. I get that Prescott has more gas in his tanks than some of these guys, and that's enough to make.
A guy coming off a crazy injury out all year, and it's been a while since he was. He can definitely sling it. The dude's a monster, but I'll take Dak.
Are you? What about All right, we're talking about what about Lamar Jackson?
Okay. Give me a year is what I would say with this.
All right.
You're gonna
if Lamar Jackson, if you can push aside all the old men. You can't also push aside the young men too, but I get
you rattle off some stuff from Dak. He came in the league as a rookie, crushed it. He's been into the playoffs, I believe we said twice. I think it's at least twice, it may be three. I know for a fact it's two. I'm not going to get facts in the way, but Lamar Jackson is the kind of outlier. I'm going to put him over here. We'll talk about that. This time, whatever, next summer to see if he can do that. But he is, I would ask for a pause on that one.
Yeah, to me, Dak going into his fifth year just means he's in his prime. That's your prime.
He knows what to do. He's got. I mean, and then I'm not trying to disrespect Lamar Jackson. I see a lot of again. I know another name is going to come as Carson Wentz. These guys came in, and kind of gangbusters. I see a lot of RG3 in that. And then the league, I don't know, give the league a year. And I'm not the biggest Harbaugh fan. And let's see what happens this year. If he runs it off again, and he's breaking these records, then he's going to be probably number 2. But I'm going to ask, give me a year on that one.
All right. What about staying in your division? I know you hate the guy. You probably hate the guy. I don't know. Maybe you might think he's okay. Carson Wentz.
He's an Eagle. I fucking hate his guts. The Eagles are not. Fuck him. What has he won? I mean, they won by default by the Cowboys shit in the bed last year, which I 100% put on Jason Garrett. Not only that, but I put on Rod Marinelli and Chris Richard, whatever you want to call him. The defense. I don't. A flawed way of building a team, but yes, he is not. If you want to talk 7, 8. 9, we could bring up Wentz, but he's got to prove something. What happened when in the playoffs they lost? No, he's out.
All right. You mentioned this guy a little earlier as far as being one of the prototypical type guys, the guy that they always tell you has the gun, the stand in the pocket. Matthew Stafford.
Out. Not even close. We were there. We saw Romo beat him. Again,
what I remember that game.
It's not a personal thing. He's a great guy, whatever. He seems to do a ton for the community, all that stuff. Not even close. I don't even see him being in I get it. Prototypical, all that, those words, but the dude, 0 playoff wins. How many years how can you be the number one pick in the draft and never win a play? I understand it's a shitty franchise. He, in my book, is, I'll take him as a backup in 3 more years.
Matt Ryan.
That's a good one because he's on the downside for sure. I gave him a lot of faith. I think he may have been he may have worked out well for him early in his career for Shanahan. Again, you want to talk 10, 11, 12? We can talk. Not better, certainly not better than Dak Prescott. No way.
Here's one I'm gonna throw you a little curveball, just because I don't want to have to use your earlier words against you. I know we never like to put facts in front of bullshit or whatever opinion. But early when Dak was having his issues with the contract, let's say, yes. You brought up this guy a few times as someone that you wouldn't mind seeing
Derek Carr. Yes, yeah. I am a Derek Carr fan. I think he gets a bad rap. I think he did an excellent job last year. Is he better than Dak Prescott? No, but he would be cheaper. Is he a step below? Is he better? I would take Derek Carr before I took Matthew Stafford, before I took Matt Ryan, and that some of that is certainly based on finances. But if Dak Prescott's going to tell me I want $40 million, I'll take Derek Carr for $25 million every fucking day. So I mean, it's a tough. I'm not trying to backtalk, but I'm just, all things being equal, Dak Prescott is a better quarterback. At $31 million, I will take Dak Prescott over Derek Carr. But I do believe Derek Carr is better than he gets credit for.
Fair enough. There's only a few more guys. I think you did a good job, honestly, proving your point here. I think you might be right. Top 6. You might be able to argue with Drew Brees. We'll see how he turns out. But there's a few other names we can throw out just for the sake of argument. You got Phillip Rivers out there and Jared Goff. Rivers is obviously old. We know we hate him. We hate his guts. Kirk Cousins. Teddy Bridgewater. Baker Mayfield. He's
a bitch. I mean, the opposite of Baker would be, let's see if he can kind of turn it around. I was on him before. He's just a bitch. I don't want to see any more commercials. I don't want to see any more griping. It's always the coaches. It was you, whatever, you Jackson's fault. Then, win a fucking game. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear any bullshit. That's, again, a dichotomy, the exact opposite of Dak Prescott. The dude shuts up. There was a contract dispute, but I can't blame anybody for trying to make their money. To me, what's the difference between 31 million, 35 million, but whatever. And then Kirk Cousins, again, can't win. Mayfield's a bitch. Teddy, I have a lot of respect for. Bridgewater, I just don't know that you're going to go,
Too early.
I don't know that he's going to take you over the top. He may get you to the precipice. I don't know how, Dak, no disrespect to Teddy Bridgewater, but Dak is just, I think, a better leader of men at that point. I would certainly judge, Prescott. And I would take Teddy over probably Matthew Stafford and some of those other guys we mentioned as well. But not before Dak.
All right. And then, there's the also rans up there. We got the Garoppolos, the Allens of Buffalo. We got your guy, Nick Perrone's guy over there at the Jets. They're just a long way away. Joe Burrow. There's nobody else out there to even talk about.
Those three, I mean, Garoppolo, I think that's kind of, I don't know. Again, we saw what Matt Ryan did when he was with Brian Shanahan. So I'm out. And you don't really, I don't know. They shipped him out of, again, it was behind Tom Brady, but Belichick got rid of him. I'm not trying to disrespect him either. The dude was just in the Super Bowl. But I would certainly take Prescott over Shanahan. The other guys we mentioned, Darnold, it's early. Josh Allen, he did not show well in the playoffs, but again, he should grow from that. And I don't know if you mentioned another one, but they're just out of the equation at this point, just because they're too young. There's no skins on the wall.
Yep. So I think you proved your point, man. You did a good job. I think, hey, man, Dak is good. So, all right, fuck it. Top 6. I'm in on that.
That was easy. That was surprisingly.
Well, I came with the numbers for you. So, yeah. All right, man. We got anything else? We got anything else we want to talk about today? Maybe next week we'll get into MLB. We have time before the July 24th to start getting into futures bets and odds and things like that. But unless you wanted to go over some now, but if not, we can just.
Tomorrow we got golf kicking off tomorrow. We did take a couple. We're still on the Rory train. Hockey's a great bet for us.
Spieth is going to win one day. I swear to God.
It starts on Thursday and goes through Sunday. We got Spieth, Dustin Johnson, and somebody Rory, and maybe one. I got Justin Thomas. You did see Brooks Koepka. He's one of my favorites. Is out based on how the caddy got COVID. Yeah, and you see how it kind of referred back to how they weren't a couple of weeks ago. They weren't adhering to the PGA rules. And just let me give a shout out to whoever that was on ESPN today, the head of the PGA. That's what you call leadership. It was almost, I wish that dude was like the president of, he came out, he took questions, not defensive, answered them intelligently, very lucid. I don't know. It was just a very good press conference about how it dealt with the thing with Koepka and how they're going to deal with people don't adhere to the rules type thing. So that was a great press conference. And that's it. We're going to get the KBO going here in a couple minutes, Smitt. It was up earlier, and that's it, brother.
Cool. Well, hopefully we stay on first place in the Thoroughbred Report thing. We'll get that stuff out to Lojo and Todd. Don't forget, yeah, man, if you're trying to message us, anywhere. Damn, Facebook, The Wager Makers Podcast, at Twitter, The Wager Makers, Instagram, The Wager Makers, at thewagermakers@gmail.com for email. Don't forget TuneIn Radio. I want to definitely thank Will Burr Investigations. Can never forget to thank those guys. If you're in Monmouth County, you got a little shady shit you want to get checked out, Will Burr Investigations can do it. What's that?
It's not all shit. It's good. If you need a private investigator, call Will Burr Investigations.
Yeah, but you want to get something checked out. All right. iHeartRadio, YouTube. Devin's going to tell you that. Google Play Music, Apple, Podbean, Spotify, Stitcher, all those things. Check us out. And I'll be putting more of our picks now that we're doing soccer and golf and all the other shit. I'll post that shit too. So don't forget, some of those are long shots, the NASCAR and the soccer and the golf. Those are kind of like just to keep you wetting your whistle.
Get us from A to B. Getting us from A to B.
Right. Hopefully I can make it. I'm having a hard time, man. I hope I can get to July 24th, bro.
I got him. Don't worry. I got him. I'll carry him there. Brick by brick, baby.
Thank you all very much for listening. I appreciate it. Tell some friends. Keep it going. Tell everybody what's going on. Tell them to check out whether it's just the audio podcast or the YouTube, whatever. Subscribe, like, all that stuff. Webb, take us out.
Brick by brick, everybody. Thank you so much, Smitt. Everyone, thank you for listening. Thank Wilbur Investigations. Fuck that Facebook shit. If you want to talk to us, go to the website or hit an email to wagermakers at gmail.com. And that's easy. And then even if we can do it on Twitter or something like that, we can get a little bit of back and forth or even through the website. So let's do it. Let's get it going. Brick by brick. Please tell somebody, subscribe, like, and notifications.